It's Cleveland Indians baseball. We've reached Memorial Day of 1972. It's a Monday night game in Baltimore. This will be game four of a four-game series, and Cleveland has won two of those games. In fact, yesterday was a game that I think one of the highlights of the season so far. The Indians went into the ninth inning. They were down 4-0. And then in the ninth, they scratched out a run. And then with one out and runner on first, two men walked, so the bases were loaded. And Mike Cuellar was relieved by Grant Jackson. Then Jackson walked the first batter he faced. That loaded the bases. So the bases are loaded. One out. Cleveland is down 4-1. And Greg Nettles came off the bench to pinch hit for Gaylord Perry, the starting pitcher. Nettles didn't start because Ken Espremani didn't want to start him against the left-hander Mike Cuellar. And Nettles responded with a double that cleared the bases. This tied the game. Then Frank Duffy, the Indians' hottest hitter and one of the hottest hitters in baseball right now, followed that up with a triple. That scored Nettles. The Indians went ahead 5-4. Then Duffy scored on a groundout by Del Unser. So the Indians finish up the ninth. They're leading 6-4. And then Ed Farmer came in to pitch. And he got three quick outs. And that ended the game. Cleveland won 6-4. It was quite a game. I got very excited about it. And my wife saw my excitement. I told her what happened, and she rolled her eyes a little bit. She gets amused sometimes by how excited I get over games of long ago years. I mean, this is what, 54 years ago? And I get excited about it. And I told her I thought I remembered watching this game at my grandparents' house, and that just she just shook her head and went in the other room. So at this point in the season, the Indians are 18-15. They're in second place, 3.5 games behind Baltimore. And I was looking in real life at this point in the season, after the games of May 28th, Cleveland had the same record, 18-15, but they were in third place. They were now let me double check. A game and a half behind first place Detroit, and Baltimore was in second place, a game behind Detroit. So they were actually one lower in the standings than they are for me, but they were closer to first. Gaylord Perry ended up coming away with the win. He was looking at a loss and his record dropping to 4-4. But but he got the win. He's 5-3 right now. At this point in real life, he had 8 wins, but he also had more starts because he had an injury in my season, and he missed 2 and possibly 3 starts. But he's having an excellent year. The Indians' pitching is doing pretty well, I think. Their defense is doing pretty well. They're struggling with the bats right now, though. I am looking, and they have 5 players who play on a regular basis. I'm talking about Alex Johnson, Buddy Bell, Ray Fosse, and then the second base tandem of Eddie Leone and Jack Brohammer. And all 5 of them had batting averages under 200. Their leading hitters are Frank Duffy and Chris Chambliss. And their bench players, Tom McCraw, Jerry Moses, John Lowenstein, and Roy Foster, aren't hitting bad, so I may be plugging them into some games and possibly moving Buddy Bell to second base for a bit to give those guys a chance to play. Because Ken Aspermani was saying that he had thought about using Buddy Bell as a part-time second baseman. And yeah, there's Fred Stanley, who's hardly been used this year. He might give him a shot as well. But I was looking at the sporting news and wanted to read some comments that Gaylord Perry made. Perry was talking about his new team. He just came over from the Giants. And he really likes what he sees from the Indians right now. He's talking about Ray Fosse being the team leader and being one of the most underrated players in the game. And Ken Aspermani thinks that Perry is being a good influence on the younger players. Perry's been a major leaguer longer than any other member of the team. And Aspermani said that Gaylord's been around longer than any of our kids, and you don't expect them to get carried away too soon. But he's really excited about what's happening and what he sees can happen this season. The kids that Perry has juiced up as he's gotten them juiced up with his pitching. And Perry says, "Sure, I'm enthused." I'm quoting. This is an article published by Russ Schneider in the June 12th, June 10th, 1972 Sporting News. So it would have came out the week after the week of the after these games of Baltimore have been played. Barry says, sure, I'm enthused. Who wouldn't be enthused with the way everyone around here is working and hustling their butts off? This is great. These kids want to win. It's the way the Giants were last year, and it pays off. Now, my APC universe last year, the Giants won 92 games, and they finished in second place. So Perry is asked, so is it time to start taking the Indians seriously? And he says, he pauses. He says, we're going great, and everybody's doing a heck of a good job. There's no telling what a bunch of enthusiastic young guys like ours can do over the course of a season. He said, but the time to get excited, I mean really excited, is after we hit a slump. When we do, and we will, because all teams do, then let's see how quickly we can fight our way out of it. Let's see how much or how little ground we lose, and when we hit that slump, and what happens to our confidence. If when we lose a couple games and things don't seem to be going our way, we don't lose our confidence, then, well, that will be the time enough to get excited, to get really excited. In the meantime, this enthusiasm and momentum is great. Look at all these kids and how much fun they're having. And I got to say, I agree with him. I mean, spoiler alert, I know how this season finishes up. But that doesn't mean it will finish up the same way in my simulation, because sometimes teams play better than they did in real life. Sometimes they play worse. Usually they play about the same. But right now, it's an exciting season. This is Memorial Day. It's a Monday night game. This is the second Monday that the Indians have played. The last time they played on a Monday was the third day of the season. It was on Patriots Day in Boston. Since then, until this past Thursday evening in Baltimore, the Indians have been off every Monday and every Thursday. So this has been the first week of the season that they've played 7 games in a row. And they won 1 out of 3 in New York. So far, they're winning 2 out of 3 in Baltimore. So they've won 3 out of 6 so far. This is like, I guess, like the rubber game of the road trip. Because after this is over, they'll be coming back to Cleveland to they'll be off tomorrow, and then they'll be playing Detroit. Detroit's coming to Cleveland. And then this weekend, California will be in Cleveland. Detroit's not playing too well, but California's playing really well right now. They're in second place. They're a game back in the AL West behind Kansas City. In fact, they had a 3-game series with the Royals, who had a 12-game winning streak going, and they took 2 out of 3 from Kansas City. So they're hot right now, but I'm not selling Cleveland short. The only thing that really has me concerned about the Indians right now is their hitting. And if their pitching can hold up and they start hitting, I think their potential for finishing as high as second place is pretty good. I mean, I'm not saying go start printing the LCS tickets yet, and I think Baltimore will be tough to catch. But they've got the I think the probably the second weakest hitting attack in the American League. Let me take a look. Yeah, it looks like the only team that's hitting worse than Cleveland is Chicago, and Chicago's in last place. But Cleveland's situational hitting doesn't seem to be bad. They're getting hits when they need them, but there's a lot of like 1, 2, 3 innings or innings where they'll get somebody on base and then ground into a double play. In some other Cleveland news, earlier this year, the NHL had reported that around this time, the end of May, they were going to announce the two new cities that they were going to expand to for the 73-74 season. They've already announced that for the 72-73 season, they're expanding to Atlanta and Long Island. And now, especially with the WHA in existence, the NHL wants to expand to 24 cities by 1979. And right now, they, or I should backtrack a little bit. They were going to announce the two new cities at the end of May, but now they decided that they're going to formally talk about it at their league owners meetings, which will, I believe, start on June 6th. Yeah, which would be a week from tomorrow on the 1972 calendar. It'd be a Tuesday. And right now, the city that seems to be the favorite is Kansas City because Kansas City has like three different new ownership groups putting in proposals, and they think that one of them will probably be picked. In fact, one of the groups has a connection to an NHL team already. I believe the Rangers. And the Cleveland is seen as being Cleveland and Cincinnati are seen as being the lead picks for the second city. Previously, it had been like the cities that I had seen mentioned before were like Dallas, Fort Worth, and Denver. But now they're saying Cleveland and Cincinnati are right up there. And then Dallas, Fort Worth, Indianapolis, Phoenix, San Diego, and Washington, D.C. Nick Maletti thinks he's got a good shot because he owns his own venue and he's lugging around his model for the Coliseum that he's trying to get financed and built in Richfield. I remember seeing that model. It was pretty impressive. Remember seeing it, I think, both at the Cleveland Arena and at the Coliseum. He said that it has 45,000 pieces, and it cost $25,000. I don't know about having 45,000 pieces, but the thing was big. But one thing that's being seen as not in his favor is his interest in other teams, namely the Cleveland Indians, Cleveland Cavaliers, and Cleveland Barons of the American Hockey League. So we will put a pin in this and wait to see what the NHL says. I mean, spoiler alert, I obviously know what the outcome of all this is going to be, but I'm going to pretend like I'm surprised. All right, that'll be it for, I guess, my pregame musings. I'll be back in a few minutes to start the game. Okay, it's Memorial Day evening in Baltimore. I don't particularly remember Memorial Day 1972. At this point in time, my school was still keeping us until probably the first week of June, and then let us out for summer vacation, and we went back to school probably during the first week of September after Labor Day. By about 1975, that changed, and we started getting out of school the last week of May and going back the last week of August. But in 1972, we were still doing it like the old traditional way. I was probably looking forward to summer vacation. First communion was over. Just looking forward to the end of the school year. I was finishing up the second grade, and my sister was finishing up kindergarten. And my brother was still at home, not old enough to go to school yet. So enough about me and a boring trip down memory lane. We're at Memorial Stadium for tonight's game between Cleveland and Baltimore. This is game 4 of a 4-game series. Cleveland won 2 of them. Dave McNally shut them out Friday or Thursday night. He threw a one-hitter, and Baltimore won 1-0. Cleveland returned the favor, winning on Saturday night 1-0. Game that was highlighted by a dramatic play at the plate in the ninth when Buddy Bell's relay to Jack Brohammer to catcher Jerry Moses tagged Ben Ogilvie out at the plate and prevented the Orioles from tying the game. Or Ben Ogilvie, I'm sorry, Don Baylor. I don't know what I was thinking. And then yesterday, the Orioles went into the ninth inning leading 4-0, and Cleveland rallied and scored 6 runs in the top of the ninth and won the game 6-4, giving Gaylord Perry his 5th win of the year. Tonight, Milt Wilcox will be pitching for Cleveland. He's made 8 starts on the year. He's 1-5 with an ERA of 3.32. He's 0-1 against Baltimore with a 15.0 ERA. This is his second start against the Orioles. He'll be opposed by Jim Palmer for Baltimore. He's made 7 starts. He's 3-3 with an ERA of 3.63. He's made 1 start against Cleveland. He's 1-0 with a 3.38 ERA against the Indians. It's 68 degrees. Wind speed is 3 miles per hour in from left center. We have light rain. Baltimore has really been troubled by rain the last 2 seasons. They had the most rainouts last year. They may have had it in 1970 as well. And they've had the most games postponed by rain this season. Let's take a look at the Indians' starting lineup tonight. Leading off is a shortstop, Frank Duffy. Batting second to first baseman, Chris Chambliss. Batting third to third baseman, Greg Nettles. Batting fourth to right fielder, Tom McCraw. Batting fifth to center fielder, Del Unser. Batting sixth to left fielder, Alex Johnson. Batting seventh to catcher, Ray Fosse. Batting eighth to second baseman, Jack Brohammer. And batting ninth to pitcher, Milt Wilcox. On defense, the Orioles have Terry Crowley at first, Dave Johnson at second, Mark Belanger at short, Brooks Robinson at third, Don Buford in left, Paul Blair in center, Don Baylor in right, Johnny Oates catching, and on the mound, Jim Palmer. Palmer's fastball pitcher, keeps the ball real low, usually gets a lot of ground outs. It might be like Thursday night when Dave McNally pitched. The Indians recorded 17 groundouts against him. I think they hit 4 balls in the outfield, and plus Vince Colbert's hit, the only hit of the game for Cleveland. I read a blurb about Palmer that said that whispers about him is that if he focuses much on the lower part of the batting orders, especially the 7 and 8 hitters, as he did at the top and the heart of the order, he'd have even a better pitching record than he's had in the past. Like the Indians, the Orioles aren't hitting that well, and they're doing it on pitching. Orioles are in first place. They're 22 and 12, while the Indians are in second place. They're 18 and 15. The Indians are 3.5 games back. They had gotten down to 5.5 games back after the loss on Thursday, but they're fighting. Leading off for Cleveland is the shortstop, Frank Duffy, sitting .344 with no home runs and 14 runs batted in. His fastball, swing and a miss, strike one. Palmer's start against Cleveland was on April 22nd. He pitched a complete game. He gave up 8 hits. He gave up 3 runs. He walked 5. He struck out 7. That was his first win of the year. Baltimore won that game 6-3. Another fastball, ball 1. Caught the inside corner, strike 2. I used to love going to the ballpark and watching Jim Palmer pitch. His overhand motion, I always loved watching that. Fouls it back. Oates is after it, but it's foul. Breaking ball. Ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hits a grounder to short. Belanger has it, and he throws him out. 1 out. Duffy grounds out to his opposite number. That'll bring up Chris Chambliss, the first baseman. He's hitting .288. No home runs, 9 runs batted in. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Next up is Greg Nettles, the third baseman. He's hitting .235, 3 home runs, 20 runs batted in. Got a big hit Saturday night, probably the biggest hit of the year for the Indians so far. Hitting .184 in May, the 0-2 pitch. Base hit in a left center. Buford throws it back in. That's first hit of the game for Cleveland. It brings up Tom McCraw. He's hitting .364, 6 home runs, and 17 runs batted in. Tom McCrory's hitting .500 in May, 11 for 22. He is 8 for 11 as a pinch hitter with 3 doubles and 3 home runs. In fact, he hit 3 pinch hit home runs in a row earlier in the month. He's been an excellent pickup for Cleveland this year. Hit well against Texas. He came over from Texas. And Ted Williams said if he could focus on hitting as well against everybody else as he does against us, he'll be an excellent player. It's like he played for Williams in Washington last year, and I don't think he was one of Williams' favorite players. He spent most of his career with the White Sox. Ball 1. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Liner down the first base line, that's foul. Palmer this year in 57 innings, giving up 59 hits. He's walked 16. He has struck out 36. Another grounder down the first base line is foul. Palmer in May, he's 1-2 with a 3.94 ERA. He's been, I wouldn't say he's been struggling, but he's off to a bit of a slower start, I think, than they were anticipating. Swinging or called, I'm sorry, I'm having an allergy attack right now. Called strike 3. 3 outs, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the first. Cleveland nothing. Baltimore coming to bat. This WJST, Parma, Norwich, and Tuscaloosa. I'll be right back. Oh, my apologies. We're having a bad allergy summer this year. Here's the Baltimore starting lineup today. Leading off is the center fielder, Paul Blair. Batting second, the catcher, Johnny Oates. Batting third, the third baseman, Brooks Robinson. Batting fourth, the right fielder, Don Baylor. Batting fifth, the first baseman, Terry Crowley. Batting sixth, the second baseman, Dave Johnson. Batting seventh, the left fielder, Don Buford. Batting eighth, the shortstop, Mark Belanger. And batting ninth, the pitcher, Jim Palmer. On defense, the Indians have Chris Chambliss at first, Jack Brohammer at second, Frank Duffy at short, Greg Nettles at third, Alex Johnson in left, Del Unser in center, Tom McCraw in right, Ray Fosse catching, and on the mound, Milt Wilcox. Milt Wilcox is a fastball pitcher. He's a hard-throwing right-hander. He has a record of 1-5 and an ERA of 3.32. 59 2/3 innings. He's given up 46 hits. One problem he's had is the gopher ball. He's given up 8 home runs. He has walked 25, struck out 38. I think he's actually pitching a little bit better than his record would indicate. He's on a 5-game losing streak. He had a couple of rough outings in April, one against Baltimore and one against Chicago, where he gave up 5 runs. But since then, it looks like he's pitching generally 6 or 7 innings, giving up about 5 to 7 hits, and looks like he's averaging about 3 runs an outing. So yeah, I think he's pitching a little better actually than his record shows. He came over from Cincinnati in the trade for Ted Uhlander. He's a kid who looks like he's got a lot of potential. Leading off for Baltimore is Paul Blair, the center fielder. Blair's hitting .227. He has 1 home run, 12 runs batted in. The 2-1 pitch. Liner over Duffy's head, base hit. First hit of the game for Baltimore. That brings up the catcher, Johnny Oates. Oates is a rookie this year, already being talked about as possible rookie of the year. Hitting .373, 2 home runs, 4 runs batted in. There goes Blair. Throw from Fossey. He's out. He caught. They got him. Pitch was called a strike, so 1 out. Curveball, swing and a miss, strike 2. Low and in, ball 1. It's a fly ball in the right field. McCraw drifting back. He's at the track. It's out of play. Sometimes those fly balls trip me up a little bit here at Memorial Stadium. Fly ball in the right field. McCraw drifting over. He's got it. 2 outs. That brings up Brooks Robinson, the third baseman. He's hitting .262. 1 home run, 20 runs batted in. Brooks Robinson is probably the most popular player in Baltimore Oriole history. The 1-1 pitch. Another fly ball in the right field. McCraw's there. He's got it. 3 outs. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, no one left. We played 1 here in Baltimore. No score. Facing Palmer in the second will be Unser, Johnson, and Fossey. Del Unser, the center fielder, is hitting .216. No home runs, 9 runs batted in. He's hitting .165 in May. The 1-1 pitch, grounder down the first base line, is foul. Unser hits a base hit up the middle. Hit number 2 for Cleveland. That brings up Alex Johnson, the left fielder. Johnson's hitting .192 with 1 home run and 13 runs batted in. Fastball just below the belt, strike 1. It's a fly ball in the left field, shallow. Buford's coming in. Belanger going back. Buford has it. That's 1 out. Here's the catcher, Ray Fossey. He's struggling at the plate, hitting .171. 3 home runs, 13 runs batted in. He's having a terrible month of May, hitting .143. I bet he's looking at the calendar every day waiting for June. He says, oh, this is the first time since the first half of the 1970 season that he is playing every day without pain. Fastball outside, ball 1. Curveball, ball 2. Curveball, strike 1 called. Swing and a miss on a fastball, strike 2. Grounder to short, this could be 2. Belanger to second for 1, to first, double play. 6-4-3 double play. No runs, one hit, no errors, no one left. We go to the bottom of the second. No score. Be the heart of the order for Baltimore in the second. Don Baylor, Terry Crowley, and Dave Johnson. Don Baylor, the right fielder. He's hitting 209. No home runs, one run batted in. I remember one time my youngest sister, she wasn't even born yet in 1972, was watching Romper Room. This would have been around like 1974, 75-ish. And Don Baylor appeared on Romper Room in his Orioles uniform. And I remember Miss Sally mispronounced his last name, said his name was Don Baylor. I remember wonder what he's doing on Romper Room. And then 20 years later, watching Homicide, Life on the Street, which took place in Baltimore, one of the characters mentioned that Romper Room was filmed in Baltimore. Apparently, other cities had like their own version of it, but I don't think Cleveland had its own version. I think they aired the national version. So that's why Don Baylor was on Romper Room, because it was filmed in Baltimore. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Pops it up on the infield. Duffy takes charge. He's got it. 1 out. That brings up Terry Crowley. He's hitting 288. 4 home runs, 11 runs batted in. 3-2 pitch. Ball 4. First walk given up by Wilcox. Brings up Dave Johnson. Johnson's hitting 258. 4 home runs, 19 runs batted in. Dave Johnson always seems to hit well against Cleveland. Hits a liner into center field, base hit. Crowley stops at second. Yeah, this guy, he is like Ed Kirkpatrick of the Royals. And just always brings it against Cleveland. Sorry, my allergies are really kicking up right now. That brings up Don Buford, the left fielder. He's hitting 222 with 2 home runs, 13 runs batted in. Buford was the MVP back in 1970. He was also a teammate of Tom McCraw when they were both played for the White Sox. It's grounded to Nettles. Could be 2 to second for 1. The first double play. 5-4-3 double play. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, no one left. We played 2 here in Baltimore. No score. For the Indians in the third, it will be Brohammer, Wilcox, and Duffy. Jack Brohammer, rookie, hitting 111. No home runs, 2 runs batted in. He has 7 hits this season in 63 at-bats. Got off to a very slow start with the bat. He got his first hit on April 29th against Kansas City. I believe he had been like 0 for 18 before he got his first hit. He had one streak this year so far where he got 3 hits in a row. That was Saturday against Detroit, and then Tuesday and Wednesday against New York. He's hitless in this series against the Orioles. The 0-2 pitch. Fly ball in the right field. Baylor going back. It's gone. That is his first major league home run. And the Indians take a 1-0 lead. Palmer, that's always been a weakness of his, giving up home runs to either the first batter in an inning or when the bases are empty. I don't think he ever gave up a grand slam in his career. That brings up the pitcher, Milt Wilcox. He is 3 for 18 as a hitter this year. He has 1 run batted in. The 0-1 pitch. Foul tip, strike 2. Wilcox hits a base hit in the left field. Robinson dove for that one, but he couldn't come up with it. The fact that he could even get near that ball showed that even at the age of 35, Robinson has some good range at third base. That brings up Frank Duffy, who's 0 for 1 today. He grounded to Belanger. Fastball, pop up, third base side, foul ground. Robinson's after it. Foul ball, strike 1. This year it's easy to know when the game mentions Robinson in connection with the Orioles, now that Frank Robinson is back in the National League. Now he's playing with the Dodgers, although he's on the disabled list right now. Low and away, ball 1. Base hit in the left field. I thought Belanger might come up with that, but he wasn't able to. Runners on first and second. Nobody out. Duffy, boy, he is hot. I can't believe the way he's hitting in May. Hit 195 in April, and he's hitting 419 in May. Might end up being the player of the month in the American League. That brings up Chris Chambliss, who's 0 for 1 today. He struck out in the first inning. Curveball, strike 1 called. Up and in, ball 1. High and away, ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Hits fly ball down the right field line. Baylor's after it. It's in foul ground. It made the seats. 2-2. Change up, ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes. It's a grounder to first. Crowley has it. He'll take it himself. 1 out. Runners advance. Wilcox on third. Duffy on second. That brings up Greg Nettles, who's 1 for 1. He singled in the first. Fastball, ball 1. Swing and a miss on a curveball, strike 1. Inside and low, just barely, ball 2. Just under the belt, strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Low and outside, ball 3. Strike 3 called on a curveball. 2 outs. That brings up Tom McCraw, who's 0 for 1. He struck out in the first inning. Sitting 400 with a home run with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. He swung and missed at a changeup. Ball 1. High and outside, ball 2. Nice grab by Oates there on the fastball. Ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. It's a fly ball in the center field. Blair going back. He's at the wall. Gone! Home run, Tom McCraw. Home run number 7 for McCraw. That'll make it 4-0 Cleveland. That brings up Del Unser, the center fielder. He's 1 for 1 with a single in the second inning. The 1-0 pitch. Fly ball in the right field. Baylor's there. He's got it. 3 outs, but the Indians get 4 runs on 4 hits, 2 home runs. Solo home run by Brohammer, 3-run home run by McCraw. No errors, no one left. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. It is Cleveland 4, Baltimore nothing. It'll be Belanger, Palmer, and Blair for the Orioles in the 3rd. Belanger's hitting .222 with 2 home runs, 20 runs batted in. Belanger's been putting on an excellent clinic at shortstop this series. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3 on a changeup. That brings up Jim Palmer, the pitcher. He is 2 for 19 as a hitter, hitting .105. No home runs, no runs batted in. The 1-1 pitch. Base hit into center field. Gets into the gap. Palmer dives for second. He's safe with a double. It's hit number 3 for Baltimore. It brings up Paul Blair. He is 1 for 1. He singled in the 1st. Low and in, ball 1. Too low, ball 2. Just low, ball 3. Curveballs. He chased one out of the strike zone there. Strike 1. That should have been ball 4. Right down the middle, strike 2. That was another fastball. Strike 3 called on a curveball. 2 outs. That brings up the catcher, Johnny Oates. Oates is 0 for 1. He flied out to Unser in the 1st inning. Just high, ball 1. Strike 1 called. Strike 2 called on a fastball. Low and outside, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on second. It's all 2s here. Fouls it back. Count remains 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We played 3 here in Baltimore. It's the Indians 4, the Orioles nothing. Let's take a look at Memorial Day action today. Final score in Pittsburgh. Phillies beat the Pirates 6-3. Willie Stargell hit his 12th home run for Pittsburgh. Stargell leads the major leagues in home runs. Barry Lersch got the win for Philadelphia. He's 2-0. Bruce Kison took the loss. He is 2-2. Final at Yankee Stadium. The Yankees beat the Tigers 3-2. Mel Stottlemyre got the win. He's 1-8. Finally got a win. Final at Fenway. Red Sox beat the Brewers 2-1. Former Red Sox member George Scott was 3 for 5 for Milwaukee. Gary Peters got the win for Boston. He's 1-0. And Stevenson took the loss for Milwaukee. He's 1-1. Final in St. Louis. The Cardinals beat the Mets 6-5. Ted Sizemore went 3 for 4. Ted Sizemore has gotten a hit in all but one game he's played in this season. He started out with a 19-game hitting streak. He got held hitless, and now I believe he has a 13-game hitting streak going. He's only gone one game without getting a hit. Tony Cloninger gets the win for St. Louis. He's 2-2, while Tug McGraw gets the loss for the Mets. He's 5-1. 10th loss of the year for the Mets. They are the last team to get into double figures in the loss column. Finally, at Wrigley Field, the Cubs beat the Expos 7-6. Jim Hickman hit his 7th home run of the year for the Cubs. Mil Pappas got the win for the Cubs. He's 5-2. In the second game of doubleheader in Pittsburgh, Pirates beat the Phillies 4-3. Bob Robertson got his 3rd home run of the year for Pittsburgh. No record on who got the win, but Joe Horner took the loss for the Phillies. He's 1-2. Finally, at Yankee Stadium in the second game of their doubleheader with the Pirates, Yankees beat the Tigers 2-0. Fritz Peterson got the win for New York. Tom Timmerman the loss for Detroit. Final at Candlestick Park, Dodgers beat the Giants 7-5. Wes Parker, another veteran who's struggling with the bat this year, was 3 for 4 today. Jim Brewer got the win for the Dodgers. And a final in Atlanta, Padres beat the Braves 1-0. Larry Stahl got his 6th home run of the year for the Padres. Clay Kirby got the win. He's 4-4. And now back to Memorial Stadium. Alex Johnson leads off for the Indians in the 4th. He's 0 for 1. He flied out to Paul Blair in the 2nd inning. The 2-2 pitch. Base hit into right field. That's hit number 7 for Cleveland. After all my talk about the Indians not hitting much, they've been out swinging today. That brings up Ray Fosse. He's 0 for 1 today. He grounded it into a double play in the 2nd inning. Fastball, too high, ball 1. Strike 1 called on a curveball. Curveball, strike 2 called. Liner down the third base line, that's foul. Base hit into left field. Johnson rounds second. He'll hold. So the Indians have runners on first and second. Nobody out here. And here's Jack Brohammer, who's 1 for 1. He had a solo home run in the 3rd inning. His first major league home run. Pops it up, first base side, foul ground. Crowley's after it. But it makes the seats. Strike 1. Fouls that one back. Strike 2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 1 out. That brings up the pitcher, Milt Wilcox. He's 1 for 1 with a single. They're playing him in for the bunt. Wilcox is a good bunter. He scored his last time up. Wilcox sets the bunt. Crowley has it. His only plays the first. Throws at Johnson covering. 2 outs. The runners advance. Johnson takes third. Fosse takes second on the sacrifice. That brings up Frank Duffy, who's 1 for 2 with a single. He singled and scored in the third. Change up in there below the belt. Strike 1. Grounder up the middle. Belanger to his left. Has it. Throws him out. 3 outs. No runs. 2 hits. No errors. 2 left. We go to the bottom of the fourth. It is Cleveland 4, Baltimore nothing. Brooks Robinson leads off for the Orioles in the fourth. He's 0 for 1 today. He flat out to McCraw in the first inning. The 0-2 pitch. Grounder to first. Chambliss has it. Tosses to Wilcox. Covering. He's out. Chambliss made a nice diving stop on that play. 1 out. That brings up Don Baylor. He's 0 for 1 today. He popped out to Frank Duffy in the second inning. The 2-2 pitch. Curveball. Bouncer to third. Nettles has it. Throws. Bang, bang play. He's out. Nettles got that throw away very quickly. 2 outs. Here's Terry Crowley, the first baseman. He walked in the second inning. The 0-2 pitch. Fly ball into right field. McCraw back at the track. He's got it. 3 outs. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left. We played 4 here in Baltimore. It's Cleveland 4, Baltimore nothing. Cleveland has 4 runs, 8 hits, no errors. They've left 3 men on base. Baltimore has no runs, 3 hits, no errors. They've left 2 men on base. Jack Brohammer led off the third inning with a solo home run, his first home run of his major league career. And then a few batters later, Tom McCraw hit a 3-run home run, making it 4-0. In the fifth for Cleveland, it will be Chambliss, Nettles, and McCraw. Chambliss is 0 for 2 today. The 0-1 pitch. Base hit in the left field. That brings up Greg Nettles. He's 1 for 2 with a single. McCraw's on deck. That's high. Ball 1. Grounder up the middle. Base hit. Chambliss stops at second. He'll hold. So runners on first and second. Nobody out. And here's Tom McCraw. McCraw's 1 for 2. He had a 3-run homer in the third. Sitting .364 with 2 home runs with runners in scoring position. That's just below the belt. Strike 1. Hits a hard grounder to first. To second for 1. Back to first. Double play. 3-6-3 double play. 2 outs. Chambliss takes third. And that'll bring up Del Unser. He's 1 for 2 with a single. Fastball low. Ball 1. Little chin music there. Ball 2. Grounder to second. Johnson has it. Throws him out. No runs. 2 hits. No errors. 1 left. We go to the bottom of the fifth. It's Cleveland 4. Baltimore nothing. In the fifth inning for Baltimore will be Dave Johnson, Don Buford, and Mark Belanger. Johnson is 1 for 1 with a single today. The 1-2 pitch. It's another base hit into left field. That's his second hit of the game. That brings up Don Buford. He's 0 for 1. He grounded it into a double play in the second inning. Fastball high, ball one. Low, ball two. Low and in, ball three. 3 balls, no strikes. Fouls it back, strike one. Swing and a miss, strike two. Full count. Strike three called. He got fooled on a curveball. 1 out. That brings up Mark Belanger, who is 0 for 1. He struck out in the third. He swung and missed at a fastball. Strike one. Too high, ball one. Swing and a miss, strike two. Grounded short, could be two, to second for one. No, Johnson took out Brohammer. Belanger's on first, 2 outs. Here's Jim Palmer. He's 1 for 1. He doubled in the third. Fastball, swing and a miss, strike one. Caught the inside corner, strike two. Grounder to third. Nettles throws the first. 3 outs. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. 1 left. We played 5. Here, it's an official game here at Memorial Stadium. Cleveland 4, Baltimore nothing. In the 6th inning for Cleveland, it will be Johnson, Fosse, and Brohammer. Johnson is 1 for 2 with a single today. The 0-1 pitch. Base hit in the right center. Baylor's up with it. It's hit number 2 today for Alex Johnson. That brings up Ray Fosse, who's 1 for 2. He is a single today. High and away, ball one. Swung at a fastball, strike one. Fouls that one back, strike two. 1 ball and 2 strikes. High and tight, ball 2. It's a fly ball down the right field line. Buford's after it. Makes the seats. Liner down the left field line. That's foul. That was well hit. Just missed reaching the wall in fair territory. Grounder to first. Crowley to second for 1. No throw to first. 1 out. Johnson looks like he took out Belanger on that one. So 1 out. Runner on first. Here's Jack Brohammer, who's 1 for 2. Hit a solo home run into third. Changeup inside, ball 1. Curveball. There goes Fosse. Oates' throw. He's out. Fosse is caught stealing. Well, 2 outs. Brohammer hits a base hit in the right field. Let me look here. This is Brohammer's first multi-hit game in his career. He might be starting to hit the way that Aspromonte knows he could from their time together at Wichita, where Brohammer was the second baseman, shortstop, and Aspromonte was the manager. 2 outs. That brings up Milt Wilcox, who's 1 for 1 with a single today. He singled in the third, and he sacrificed bunt in the fourth. Swing and a miss on a fastball. Strike 1. Grounder to short. Belanger throws the first. 3 outs. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It is Cleveland 4, Baltimore nothing. It's the top of the order for Baltimore. Paul Blair, Johnny Oates, and Brooks Robinson. Blair is 1 for 2 with a single today. The 2-2 pitch. High fly ball into right center. McCraw is over. He's got it. 1 out. Here's Johnny Oates. He's over 2 today. He struck out last time up. The 2-1 pitch. Grounder to second. Brohammer has it. Throws him out. That's 2 outs. Here's Brooks Robinson. He is over 2 today. The 1-2 pitch. Base hit. That's hit number 5 for Baltimore. That brings up Don Baylor. Baylor's over 2. Outside, Fossey throws first. Robinson's back. Hits a high fly ball into left field. Johnson's back at the wall. That's off the wall. Robinson scores. Baylor's heading for third. He slides. He's safe with a triple. It's his first triple of the year. That's his first major league triple. Baylor got into 1 game in 1970, 7 games in 1971. So he is a rookie this year. He's having a pretty good rookie year. That'll bring up Terry Crowley. He is 0 for 1 with a walk today. Fastball, ball 1. In there at the knee, strike 1. Liner into center field, but it's right at Unser. He makes the catch. Baltimore gets 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. They left 1 man on base. We played 6 here in Baltimore. It's Cleveland 4, Baltimore 1. Seventh inning for Cleveland will be the top of the order. Duffy, Chambliss, and Nettles. Duffy is 1 for 3 with a single today. It's a grounder to second. Johnson has it and throws him out. 1 out. Here's Chris Chambliss. He's 1 for 3 with a single. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Strikeout number 5 for Palmer. That brings up Greg Nettles. He's 2 for 3 today. He singled in the first, struck out in the third, singled in the fifth. The 0-1 pitch, grounder to first. Crowley has it, tosses to Palmer. 3 outs. Nothing across for Baltimore, or for Cleveland in the 7th. Go to the bottom of the 7th. Cleveland 4, Baltimore 1. See if we got any nighttime scores for today. Top of the 4th in Houston at the Astrodome. Reds and the Astros, no score. That's Wayne Simpson against Don Wilson. A pair of hard throwers there. Dave Johnson leads off for Baltimore. He's 2 for 2. He has a pair of singles today. This guy always hits Cleveland hard. The 0-2 pitch. Fly ball into left field. Johnson drifting back. He's got it. 1 out. Here's Don Buford. He's 0 for 2 today. 3-2 pitch. Grounder back to the box. Wilcox. It's off his glove. It's his second error of the year. So Buford's on first. 1 out. And here's Mark Belanger, who's 0 for 2. It's a liner into center field, but that is right at Unser. Unser had him played perfectly. 2 outs. Unser is an excellent center fielder. That brings up Jim Palmer. He is 1 for 2 with a double today. Oh, they're calling him back. Boog Powell pinch hitting for Baltimore. Boog Powell, he's hitting .255 with 5 home runs, 15 runs batted in. He's hitting .333 as a pinch hitter. He's 2 for 6 as a pinch hitter. Powell was the MVP back in 1969, and he was also the American League Championship Series MVP in '69. Powell's only made 1 start in the last 2 weeks. He's been in 8 games as either a pinch hitter or a defensive replacement. I think the wrist injury he had in 1971 is still bothering him. All his batting numbers were down in 1971 from where they were in '69 and '70. And spoiler alert, Boog Powell, future member of the Cleveland Indians, where he will be a very popular figure in his relatively brief time in Cleveland. Strike 1 called on a fastball. Grounder down the first base line, that's foul. Cincinnati's taking a 1-0 lead in Houston. Ball 1. Liner into right field, but right at McCraw. 3 outs. Orioles had no runs, no hits. There was 1 error, 1 man left. We played 7 here in Baltimore. Cleveland 4, Baltimore 1. Mickey Scott is the new pitcher for Baltimore. He's making his 6th appearance of the year. He's pitched 4 2/3 innings, given up 1 hit, no runs. He has walked 5. He struck out 2. He has no wins, no losses, and no saves. He's another rookie on the Orioles team this year. me see. Mickey Scott. I don't know if he's. Yeah, this is first year. He has no appearances this year. It'll be the heart of the order for Cleveland. McCraw, Unser, and Johnson. Tom McCraw is 1 for 3 today. He hit a 3-run homer in the third inning. The 3-0 pitch. Ball 4. He walks on 4 pitches. That'll bring up Del Unser. He's 1 for 3 today with a single. Swing and a miss on a fastball. Strike 1. Grounder to first. Crowley. Ooh, Crowley booted it. Everybody's safe. That's error number 1 on the season for Terry Crowley. So we have runners on first and second. Nobody out. And here is Alex Johnson. Johnson is 2 for 3 today with a pair of singles. Fastball, base hit in a left field. McCraw rounds third. He'll score. It's 5-1. That's hit number 3 for Alex Johnson today. Johnson had some excellent seasons with the bat in Cincinnati and in California before his very problematic year with the Angels last season. Before that, for the last 3 years before that, he was one of the better hitters in the game. That brings up Ray Fosse, who's 1 for 3 with a single. Runners on first and second, nobody out. Swing and a miss on a fastball, strike 1. Foul tip, strike 2. Fly ball down the left field line. That's foul. Ball 1. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Strikeout number 1 for Scott. That brings up Jack Brohammer. He's 2 for 3 with a home run and a single. Swing and a miss, strike 1. It's a fly ball in his center field. Blair's there. He's got it. Unser will hold at second. 2 outs. Pinch hitting for Wilcox will be Lou Camilli. Camilli's hitting .429, no home runs, 2 runs batted in. He is 3 for 7 on the season as a pinch hitter. He had an excellent year as a pinch hitter last year. I believe he hit about .450 as a pinch hitter. Fouls it back, strike 1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Low, ball 1. Grounder off the mound. Belanger comes up with it, throws a second for the out. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error, 2 left. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It is Cleveland 5, Baltimore 1. New pitcher for the Indians will be Denny Riddleberger. Riddleberger's making his 10th appearance of the year. He has a record of 2-0 with 1 save, an ERA of 5.25. In 12 innings pitched, he's given up 14 hits. He's walked 7, he struck out 5. He is a hard-throwing left-hander. He'll face the top of the order for Baltimore. Paul Blair leads off. He's 1 for 3 with a single. The 2-1 pitch. Fly ball in the center field. Unser's over, and he's got it. 1 out. It brings up Johnny Oates, who's 0 for 3. Oh, calling him back, it'll be Andy Etchebarren pitch hitting for Baltimore. Etchebarren's hitting .116, 1 home run, 3 runs batted in. He is 5 for 43, but his 5 hits, he has 2 home runs, or 2 doubles and 1 home run. The 1-2 pitch. Liner into left field, that's right at Alex Johnson. 2 outs. That'll bring up Brooks Robinson. He's 1 for 3 today. He has a single. Singled in the 6th. The 0-1 pitch. Base hit into left field. That's his 2nd hit of the game. And that'll bring up Don Baylor. He's 1 for 3. He tripled in the 6th. And that scored Brooks Robinson. Outside, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Caught the outside half of the plate, strike 1. Fastball, that was late call, but strike 2. Low and outside, ball 3, full count. Fouls it back. Count remains full. Full count, 2 outs. Swing and a miss, strike 3 on a fastball. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. 1 left. We go to the 9th inning. Cleveland 5, Baltimore 1. Frank Duffy leads for the Indians in the 9th. It'll be the top of the order for Cleveland. Duffy's 1 for 4 with a single. Fastball, grounder up the middle. Belanger to his left. Has it, throws him out. 1 out. Chris Chambliss is up. He's 1 for 4 with a single. It's a base hit into center field. That gets into the gap. Chambliss slides into second. Safe with a double. Brings up Greg Nettles. He's 2 for 4 with a pair of singles. Too high, ball 1. In off the plate, ball 2. Nettles hits a soft fly ball into center field. Blair's coming in. He's got it. That's 2 outs. That brings up Tom McCraw. He's 1 for 3. He had a 3-run homer in the 3rd. Just missed. Ball 1. It's a fly ball into right center. Baylor's over. He's got it. 3 outs. I had forgotten to mention that Andy Etchebarren took over as the catcher for Oates. The Indians get no runs, 1 hit, no errors. They left 1 man on base. We go to the bottom of the 9th. It is Baltimore 5, Cleveland 1. John Lowenstein will take over for Cleveland in left field, replacing Alex Johnson. Denny Riddleberger stays in to pitch the ninth. It'll be Crowley, Johnson, and Buford. Crowley is 0 for 2 today with a walk. Up, Merv Rettenman will be pinch hitting. Rettenman is hitting 196, no home runs, 4 runs batted in. He has no hits as a pinch hitter. He's 0 for 1 as a pinch hitter. The 1-2 pitch, grounder, right back to the mound. Riddleberger throws him out. 1 out. Here's Dave Johnson. He's 2 for 3 today with 2 singles. He's 5 for 14 against the Indians in this series. Always hits Cleveland hard. The 2-1 pitch. Fly ball down the left field line. That'll make the seats. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Tipped it. Fosse hung on. Strike 3. Strikeout number 2 for Riddleberger. 2 outs. That brings up Don Buford, who's 0 for 3 today. The 2-0 pitch. Fly ball in the left field. Lowenstein drifting over. Got it, and the game's over. Cleveland 5, Baltimore 1. Cleveland wins 3 out of 4 in this series against the first place Orioles, taking 3 in a row. Cleveland had 5 runs, 14 hits, 1 error. Baltimore had 1 run, 7 hits, 1 error. Milt Wilcox gets the win. He's 2-5, while Jim Palmer takes the loss. He's 3-4. Indians left 8 men on base. Baltimore left 6 men on base. Tom McCraw went 1 for 4 with 3 runs batted in with a 3-run homer in the 4th. He is the star of the game. Jack Brohamer went 2 for 4. He had his first Major League home run, had his first Major League multi-hit game. Alex Johnson went 3 for 4 today. Chris Chambliss had a pair of hits, so did Greg Nettles. Brooks Robinson and Dave Johnson each had a pair of hits for Baltimore. Wilcox looked good today. 7 innings pitched. He gave up 6 hits. He gave up 1 run. He walked 1. He struck out 4. And Riddleberger had a good appearance in relief. 2 innings pitched. He gave up 1 hit. He struck out 2. Jim Palmer was not fooling the Indians very much today. In 7 innings pitched, he gave up 12 hits. Gave up 4 runs. They were all earned off of 2 home runs. Brohamer's solo home run and McCraw's 3-run home run. He struck out 5. He didn't walk anybody. Mickey Scott in 2 innings pitched. He gave up 2 hits, 1 run. It was unearned. He walked 1 and he struck out 1. So there were only 2 walks today between both teams. Time of this game was 2 hours and 43 minutes. Indians looked pretty good against Baltimore. They split a pair of 1-0 games. Cleveland won yesterday 6-4 after scoring 6 runs in the 9th. And then they parlayed a pair of home runs into a 5-1 win today. And I mentioned double plays earlier. They grounded into 1 double play. And they performed 2 double plays on Baltimore. So once again on this Memorial Day evening in Baltimore, the final score is Cleveland 5, Baltimore 1. Hope you enjoyed this game. Thank you for watching.